Hello, everyone. This is Grace with Grace on a Journey Channelings. Welcome to the newcomer, and to those of you returning, welcome back. Your presence is valued and very much appreciated. Well, today, I decided to go with the title, Overcome Trickster Programming. And the reason why I think we as a collective will experience a moment of growth through processing in our decision making and filtering out is because I've noticed that a lot of people are being led in directions that I know that are not for their best interests. Now, some of you have already experienced this, and others are being, I don't know if I want to use the word exposed or targeted right now. For today, we'll use the word exposed. I'm noticing it coming through music, the movies you watch, those in your circles who are self-proclaimed guides, who feel that being open-minded does not need to be an objective because they know everything already. Some of you are being exposed by the trickster spirit or programming, whichever way you want to put it, through engaging with those that claim to have the gift of prophecy or claim to have gifts in relation to tarot, oracles, shells. Some people even read plants. There are several gifts. And it would take me forever to list them all. But as I shared earlier, there are gifts and there are illusions of gifts. In any case, just know when I make the effort in communicating certain things, such as trickster energies, it is not to play cop or disciplinary in any spiritual worker's life. My goal and my passion is directed to those that are in the collective that were once in my shoes and have not been exposed to the occult world due to the fact since your beginnings you were introduced with certain doctrines. And although even in that position, you can be well-rounded, wise, educated, there's something called blind spots. That's in relation to what you don't see and what you don't know. And if more of us would share our experiences, I feel collectively we would raise the vibration. It would be for the good of all. We would attract the lives we want to live. We would lessen the needs to be unethical. So although I'm just one voice, I want to align with my soul's purpose, live out loud, and be that voice. And although majority of what I say will not be registered because it's not supposed to. In fact, your interaction with me should be that bit of information that clicks with you, that stays with you, that seed that is planted, so that when the occasion comes in life and you are faced with whatever challenge, self-doubt, confusion, that you would recall that word that was relayed to you in hopes that you could avoid even one pitfall. If I am able to succeed in that minute capacity, I give gratitude. I give gratitude because there's not a day I'm alive that I don't remember the teachers I've come across, how they helped to shape me in ways that taught me flexibility, mold me in ways that kept me strong, guide me in ways that raised my vibration. More power to them all. We are all connected. It just takes one light to light up the next light. And continue in a domino of lights. Until all we can see is the glow of hope. My desire is that there will come a time when people can decipher between attack and love. There are times I extend myself in ways because I want you to not be faced with certain adversities that could have been prevented. But as I always share with you, life is a school. And we all are teachers and students. And I'm learning from you as you're learning from me. I'm being reminded to tell you, wherever you are, to take an inhale and an exhale, and claim at this very second you are right where you're supposed to be. Whether it is in the negative or the positive, it's about perspective. Even in our mistakes, we are granted the gift of learning. Now, some of us move forward and not only learn, but apply wisdom in our future steps. Others need more depth. And that is okay. The goal is learning. It was never meant for us to learn the same way. That's why the term hard learner and easy learner were coined. In the past, I facilitated support groups. And although I'm not going to remember word for word what I feel is helpful, and makes a point, I'm going to try to introduce the idea to you. It's best to not beat yourself up. No matter what it is. And the reason because of that is because it puts you in a state of paralysis. Which causes you stagnation. And you're not progressing. In turn, you're not benefiting. And you are in position of decline. Don't beat yourselves up. Accept life as it comes. I say that because many of you who have been victimized have developed depression. And have been led by the ignorant to believe that is your shortcoming. When in fact, depression is internal anger. There are those of you who become angry at yourself for allowing someone to victimize you. Let me review what I just told you. Don't beat yourself up. You will end up in a place of stagnation. And position yourself in decline. Change your perspectives. Now, if you need some guidance from where to begin to change your perspective, and you would accept some feedback, I would offer you to consider opening your mind to philosophies you once ignored, to practices that help you balance yourself, to discipline that leads you to detachment. Balance is the fruit of the universe. Now, as I shared some words with you just now, I was reminded of some downloads I received. In connection to the trickster spirit. There are those of you who are already in position of leadership. There are others that are very jealous. In mission to sabotage all your efforts. In their desperation, they are targeting everything that you have that they want. They try to even go as far by targeting your throat chakra. And so in communication with others, they can increase disturbance. With the desire of dislike. This is just one of the many tactics that I will just briefly run over. Because as leaders, we must refocus on the objectives. The disturbances need to be made aware of and dismissed. But the focus must be the objective of us growing, learning, and healing collectively. So I am advising you, especially in positions of leadership, to amp up your protection. In fact, this is very much aligned with what I will be sharing today. As far as windows that need your attention and your efforts in protection. So as I shared earlier, the title is Overcome Trickster Programming. One of the ways you can overcome trickster programming is by calling on God more and more. I'm being led to say, call on God at a gradual pace. Your efforts of changing from one extreme to another extreme in a blink of an eye will not succeed. It will take building, bonding, eventually rebirth. It's a process. And again, you are right where you're supposed to be right now. Ask God to filter out your messages. There are efforts being made due to spiritual warfare. They are conducting dark magic to invade your dreams, send subliminal messages in music, or programming. They are targeting your electronics. Some of you have a clue. The solution needs to begin by recognizing these efforts and by finding the solutions. I believe balance is number one. Limit your time in your activities. If it is not serving you in a way to uplift you or teach you or entertain you, if you're just listening to it, just to listen to something, it's best you invest your energy in another direction. There are those of you that sleep while watching TV, listening to music, or whatever other activities you engage in. Be careful with that. Because that state of sleep makes you very vulnerable when receiving information. So unless you trust that whatever you're listening to is safe, take a different route. For example, if you're watching a reading and you fall asleep, and another reader begins to speak, understand that is a different vibration being introduced. Whether it is high or low, you are not conscious in deciding for yourself with your free will. Please protect yourselves. Now, without getting into too much detail, I will even advise you to pray. Before you watch a reading, listen to a reading, or anything that is being utilized to assist you spiritually, pray, right? That you are shielded from confusion, spell work, low vibration. Shield you, your intuition, your wisdom. Because people it could be dangerous if you don't. My other bit of advice would be, if your spirit does not align with whatever it is, whether it is a reader, whether it is music that you're listening to, even a place that you go to, detach. The ability to sense something is off was given to you to protect yourself. It's not a coincidence, and it's not something you need to overlook. And more and more, those of us that are growing spiritually are starting to understand things in ways we used to overlook. There was once I encountered an individual, and I began having stomach pains. Now, the first thought was, my stomach hurts. Just my stomach hurts. And that's what most people would say. My stomach hurts, right? After getting to know that person and learning what was unmasked, I realized that was a sign. This person is exuding an energy that isn't good for your system. Now, making such observations will require for you to be alert, and cancel out the noise. Now, if you're asking me, what do you mean cancel out the noise? Let me tell you my experience. There are certain conversations I will have with one set of people that I will not have with another set of people. And it has nothing to do with transparency. It has to do with, I'm not about the debate life. If you see things a certain way, I respect that. As you should respect me. If you don't approve of what you see, hear, and know, I respect that. And in my return in energy, I will not entertain your energy. Because that is what sanity would lead me to do. If I don't like you, and I don't like what you have to say, and I don't like how you make me feel, a healthy-minded person would either put that on block, put that on don't recommend this channel, or just not click on it. See how easy that was? A healthy-minded person. There are so many things we could be getting ourselves into when it relates to pastimes, things that we listen to, read, learn. Take more time in adventure. This is how you grow. You grow by exposing yourself to different experiences, different people, different cultures. With the mindset that I'm going to take what I want and leave the rest. Make sense? I think it does. Protect yourself from this list of things that I want to share. And the reason why I'm deciding to share these things in particular is I never heard of them before they affected my life. If you never opened a spell book before, confirmation. Did I self-disclose? You see, as much as I'm learning and I am sharing, there are certain things that I'm not led to participate in. And that's something you may want to consider. Following the crowd doesn't always lead to best results. Just because everyone else is doing it doesn't mean you'll have the same outcome. I always like to say, keep your hands clean. Don't engage in low vibrational magic without considering what if I experience back to sender? Because that is very real. Now, the trickster spirit would lead you to believe that there's no such thing as karma. Yes, I learned that there is one religious system, I will call it, that teaches that understanding. Oh, there's no such thing. You can attack whoever you want, just as long as you pay me. Whatever. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing this all of my life. Yeah. You should reconsider and follow your intuition. Because I've heard stories of those attacking others with black magic or other forms of low vibrational magic. And due to their knowledge of their efforts, they protect themselves just in case this returns, right? They're in that mindset. But there are times when it returns, it hits your mother. Did you know that? It hits your child. It could hit anybody who is a bystander that is not spiritually built, right? They could be that expense. And that's why I've heard many others say, especially if you have children, stay away from that. I'm also being led to say that those of you that engage in such things, to be thorough, fair, and factual. There are high vibrational and low vibrational extremes in the world of magic. I say this because I descended from a people who obtained their freedom. I said freedom. Can it be more high vibrational than freedom? Was any human meant to be a slave? So just like in certain doctrines, or books, or associations, there are factors in relation to high vibration and low vibration. Freeing yourself is high vibration. Cutting a cord, an energetic cord, with someone that is toxic, that is carrying an energy of death, is what? High vibration. Now, when it comes to energy harvesting, because you lack creativity. So you determine exploiting someone with energetic ties to their sacral chakra should be something you should build on. That is theft. And that is low vibration. I'm making this clear because there are those of you who use terms like black magic, white magic, hexes, curses, hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria. There are many others that I'm uncovering. This is what it takes to learn to protect yourself. If you don't know what you're protecting yourself from, you don't know how to protect yourself. You need to know what it is, that you need to protect yourself from, and how. Now, I'm also being led to tell you, this is all in relation to Trickster Spirit, because all of these things I'm telling you on your journeys, those of you who are beginning, you will remember, and it will add up and make sense. Because somebody is saying that they want to help you. In fact, they were led to contact you to help you. Be careful. I could tell you my experience. And this is why I know I'm favored. So I found myself on social media and I received a message stating, I was sent to help you. Okay? I'm supposing by a God of their understanding, whoever that was. Right? I don't know this lady. She doesn't know me. She proceeds by saying, I need a picture of your palm. Now, let me tell you, do you know some people are gullible enough to fall for that? I don't know you. Why in the world would I send a picture of my palm to you? Who sent you? And where is that block key? Because I assure you that's what followed. All this to say, Don't allow yourself to be too vulnerable on these cyber streets, because there are those that are strategically sent to you for attack. In fact, there are those that come to you as customers or clients. And as you read for them, they are doing candle work, summoning spirits, to attack you. It's a very dangerous world that we live in today. So even if you are a born scholar or someone that is learning to discipline yourself in ways to introduce yourself to information that is required for this age, change has come, and it is inevitable. Doesn't matter your religion, your background, the plans you had, the circles you're in. Because there are certain circumstances you find yourself in that no one understands but you and God. That's why I encourage you to bond with God. No one understands you more than God. And begin to honor yourself by facing yourself. Uncover your fears, your triggers, because triggers and fears can be influenced by trickster programming. And I know your higher self would like to overcome what keeps you down. Now, another area that I will not overlook when it comes to overcoming the trickster spirit. There are those who will advise you to attack. They see you as a dog. So they will tell you to attack, attack, attack. Everyone you meet, attack. Please don't go that route. Please don't look for trouble. Work on developing yourself. Start with emotional regulation. There are many times many have overreacted because there was healing that was avoided. And because of that, either you remind them of someone, or they see something in you that they wasn't able to develop in themselves, or they have a self-hatred of themselves and want to take it out on you. Trouble sometimes knocks your front door without a sent invitation or a welcoming mat. And that is why this is a season of preparation mode. Reset. And get prepared. Because I am fully aware, whether you're willing to admit it out loud or not, you feel the shift. There are those of you who claim you've never had anxiety in your lives. But due to today's realities, God knows that's a lie. There are things you don't understand. Your beliefs are being challenged. Your tastes have changed. Your efforts are now being faced with doubt. Be true to thine own self. It would require for you to know who you are, in order for you to be true to who you are. Cut down the noise. If it's not changing the matter, then something's the matter. Use your time wisely. Engage in activities that uplift yourself. Begin researching ways for you to develop your intuition. Try it before you knock it. To lessen your anxiety, raise your vibration. When you're not messing around with things that can lead to tears, you have no fears. We all have choices. Don't allow the blame game to be a trickster spirit in your life. Everyone comes at a point of correction. The attacker and the victim. The attacker was not applying self-control. The victim needs to learn this was a lesson and develop a strategy to not encounter that moment of defeat again. In fact, they can even go as far as saying, where did I deny my intuition the lead? As subtle as those red flags can be, with that awareness, in meditation, Ask your higher self. What would be best in strategy for the future? A lot of the answers that you seek are already inside of you. I am ending today by disclosing a channeled song that I heard while meditating in what I wanted to contribute as my act of service for the day. And from out of nowhere, yes, yes, Lord, for the rest of my days. Now, some of you know that song. Some of you don't. But those of you that know it, I encourage you to listen to it. And those of you that don't know it, follow your intuition. But the message I received from it was, I am discernment powered. Now, this is not everyone's message. You see, when you channel a song or a movie, or something you see in nature, the message received is connected with a focus that you have at a certain stage in your life. And due to God's grace and favor over my life, sparing me from tears, I know I have been certified in discernment. Now, I don't know what area it is that you are focusing on at this time. I'm being led to say that some of you will receive your own channeled songs. And when you do, pay attention. I am desiring that you learn to be open to more wisdom. And feel free enough to think for yourself. And begin using the option of moving in silence in attempt to quiet the unnecessary noise. Sending encouragement, light, and good love. Enjoy.